Buffy the Vampire Slayer made us believe in heroes, but after the show ended, things got scary, and not in a fun way. The perfect cast fell apart. Police raids, secret illnesses, and broken friendships destroyed their happy ending. 20 years later, the truth is finally coming out. What happened to these stars will leave you shocked. The real demons weren't on the show. They came after. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar's life after Buffy the Vampire Slayer took many turns. Before Buffy ended in 2003, she had already shown her talent in the movie Cruel Intentions in 1999. In that movie, she played Catherine Merteuil, a clever and manipulative character, and it earned her praise and an MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss with Selma Blair. After Buffy, she starred in The Grudge, a horror movie released in 2004. It was a surprise hit, making over $187 million on a budget of only $10 million. A sequel followed in 2006, but it didn't achieve the same success. Then, in 2011, she came back to TV with Ringer, where she played twins. The show had some buzz, but didn't last long because of low ratings. Gellar also showed her funny side by voicing characters in the animated series Robot Chicken between 2005 and 2018, appearing in over 13 episodes. In 2013, she starred alongside Robin Williams in The Crazy Ones, a sitcom that received good reviews. Sadly, it ended after one season, partly because of Robin Williams' death in 2014. Gellar's choices after Buffy showed she wanted to try different things, but none of them became as big as Buffy. In 2019, fans got a treat when she made a surprise cameo on the finale of The Big Bang Theory, reminding everyone of her Buffy days. Her personal life is just as fascinating. Sarah Michelle Gellar married Freddie Prinze Jr. on September 1, 2002, in a private ceremony in Mexico. They first met in 1997 while filming I Know What You Did Last Summer, but didn't start dating until 2000. The couple has two children, Charlotte Grace, born in 2009, and Rocky James, born in 2012. Gellar and Prince are protective of their kids' privacy. They rarely post pictures of them, and when they do, their faces are usually hidden. They also have strict parenting rules. Their children are not allowed on social media, and their screen time is carefully limited. Prince is a hands-on dad, and once said becoming a full-time father was the best thing he ever did. The family enjoys cooking together, and Charlotte has even picked up her dad's cooking skills. In 2023, Gellar took Charlotte to meet Taylor Swift, and Charlotte was so amazed she could barely talk. Despite their fame, the couple keeps their family life low-key and avoids paparazzi whenever possible. Gellar's connection to Buffy has changed over time. In 2021, when serious accusations were made against Joss Whedon, the show's creator, Gellar posted on Instagram that she was proud of playing Buffy but didn't want her name tied to Whedon anymore. She didn't directly accuse him, but showed support for people who had been mistreated. In a 2023 interview, she spoke about working in a toxic environment early in her career. Though she didn't name Whedon or Buffy specifically, she described it as a place where women were made to compete against each other. Despite these bad experiences, Gellar has recently said she might consider returning to the Buffy universe. In a 2025 interview, she said reboots like Dexter, New Blood have inspired her to think about what a new Buffy project could look like. This change of heart shows her complicated feelings about her most famous role. In recent years, Gellar has taken on new projects. In 2023, she starred in Wolfpack, a supernatural drama series on Paramount+, where she also worked as an executive producer. The show brought her back to her supernatural roots, and she played a mentor to a younger cast. In 2024, it was announced that she would appear in a Dexter prequel series called Dexter: Original Sin. She will play Tanya Martin, Dexter's boss, in a story set in 1991 Miami. Fans of both Dexter and Gellar are excited about this role, which will premiere in 2025. Beyond acting, Gellar co-founded Food Stirs in 2015, a company that sells organic baking mixes, and she published a cookbook in 2017 called Stirring Up Fun with Food. Looking ahead, Gellar has said she's open to exploring Buffy again. She believes the world still needs heroes like Buffy, and this has made fans hopeful about a possible revival. Allison Hannigan. Allison Hannigan's career changed completely when she went from playing Willow Rosenberg on Buffy the Vampire Slayer to Lily Aldrin on How I Met Your Mother. Fans of Buffy were surprised to see her in such a different role. Her first appearance as Lily was on September 19, 2005, in the pilot episode, which 10.94 million people watched. She stayed with the show for all 9 seasons, playing Lily in 208 episodes. This was more than her 144 episodes as Willow on Buffy. She spent about 1,872 hours filming HIMYM, which was even more than the 1,296 hours she spent on Buffy. Getting the role of Lily almost didn't happen. The creators, Carter Bays and Craig Thomas, originally wanted a brunette actress, but Hannigan's audition was so good they changed their minds immediately. She even added her own personality to the character. In real life, Hannigan sometimes spoke in a high-pitched voice when lying, and they made that one of Lily's traits. Playing Lily was very different from playing Willow. Willow was a shy, nerdy witch, while Lily was outgoing and sometimes even sneaky. Hannigan's ability to make this big switch showed how talented she was. She won 2 People's Choice Awards for Favorite TV Comedy Actress in 2009 and 2010, beating big names like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. While working on HIMYM, Hannigan was pregnant twice. To hide her pregnancies, the show used clever tricks like big props and loose clothing. In one episode, they even included her real baby bump in the story by making Lily win a hot dog eating contest. Hannigan's personal life has its own share of fascinating moments. She married Alexis Denisof, who played Wesley on Buffy and Angel. At first, Denisof didn't want to date her because they were co-stars, but 2 years later, they finally went on their first date on January 1, 2001. Hannigan said she knew he was the one within just 20 minutes of that date. They got married on October 11, 2003, in a very quirky ceremony where guests could dress casually or even wear very little. This fun and unique idea fit their personalities perfectly. Their first daughter, Satiana Marie, was born on March 24, 2009, which is also Hannigan's birthday. It wasn't just a coincidence. Hannigan's mother and grandmother were also born on the same day. This made Satiana the 4th generation of women in the family to share this birthday. Their second daughter, Kiva Jane, was born on May 23, 2012. After Kiva was born, Hannigan experienced postpartum depression, something she hadn't dealt with after Satiana's birth. She credits Denisof's support during that difficult time as a big reason their marriage stayed strong. To celebrate their love, they renew their wedding vows every year. Each time, they pick a fun theme, like a 1950s sock hop or a medieval feast. After HIMYM, Hannigan explored new areas in her career. She voiced Claire Clancy in the animated series Fancy Nancy, which introduced her to younger fans. She also became the host of Penn & Teller, Fool Us, where she watched over 1,400 magic tricks during her 8 seasons on the show. She returned to acting in a Disney Plus movie called Flora and Ulysses in 2021, where she played a mom whose daughter befriends a superpowered squirrel. The movie was a huge success, with 1.5 million households watching it during its first weekend. In 2023, Hannigan surprised everyone by joining Dancing with the Stars. At 49 years old, she was one of the oldest contestants that season. Even though she had no dance experience, she made it to the finals and finished in 5th place. During the show, she lost 20 pounds and learned 10 different dance styles over 11 weeks. In 2022, she returned to her Buffy roots by voicing Willow in a short animated pilot. Fans were thrilled to hear her as Willow again after 19 years. As a mom, Hannigan has faced challenges but embraced them fully. During her pregnancies, she dealt with hyperemesis gravidarum, a severe type of morning sickness that caused her to lose 15 pounds during her first trimester with Satyana. She chose home births for both daughters because she felt more comfortable at home than in a hospital. Satyana's birth took a long 42 hours, but Hannigan found it worth the effort. While filming HIMYM, she set up a nursery on set so she could breastfeed between takes, spending over 1,000 hours there. Unlike most Hollywood families, she and Denisof didn't hire a nanny. Instead, they took turns staying home with the kids while the other worked. In 2019, Hannigan and Denisof became guardians to her teenage niece after her sister-in-law passed away. It was a big adjustment for their family, but Hannigan called it one of the most rewarding experiences of her life. Nicholas Brendon. Nicholas Brendon became famous for playing Xander Harris on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but his life after the show has been filled with challenges. His struggles with addiction and legal troubles started publicly on March 17, 2010. On that day, he was tasered by police in Los Angeles and arrested for vandalism, resisting arrest, and attacking an officer. Over the next 10 years, Brendon was arrested at least 10 times in different states for various reasons. One of the most shocking incidents happened on October 1, 2014, in Boise, Idaho. He caused a disturbance in a hotel lobby, appeared drunk, and ignored police instructions. Exactly 1 year later, on October 1, 2015, he was arrested again, this time in Saratoga Springs, New York. Police said he choked his girlfriend and threw her phone when she tried to call for help. He was charged with robbery, obstructing breathing, and criminal mischief. Brendon's struggles weren't just with alcohol. He also became addicted to prescription drugs. On August 18, 2021, he was arrested in Vigo County, Indiana, for using a fake identity, his twin brother's name, to get prescription drugs illegally. When police arrested him, they said he seemed very nervous, with shaking hands and a racing pulse. They also found a bag with crystal or powder residue and several prescription medications on him. Even with these personal struggles, Brendon tried to keep his acting career alive. After Buffy, his biggest role was playing Kevin Lynch on Criminal Minds. His character first appeared in 2007 in the episode Penelope and became a fan favorite because of his quirky personality and romantic storyline. Over 7 years, Brendon appeared in 21 episodes, with his last one airing in 2014. His performance reminded fans of the charm he showed as Xander on Buffy. Brendon also acted in other shows like Private Practice in 2010 to 2011 and Faking It in 2014 to 2015. In 2013, he starred in a small independent film called Coherence, which got critical praise even though not many people saw it. Brendon's personal problems often played out in public. In 2015, he went on Dr. Phil to talk about his issues, but walked off during the interview. Later, he explained that he felt attacked and wasn't ready to share his darkest moments on TV. Later that same year, in another Dr. Phil appearance, Brendon revealed he had been molested by a teacher for 2 years as a child. He also admitted to attempting suicide multiple times and said his childhood trauma had deeply affected his adult life. His struggles with mental health led to troubling incidents, including a domestic violence charge in 2017. In 2020, he pleaded guilty to attacking his girlfriend in Palm Springs, received probation, and had to attend a year-long domestic violence program. In August 2021, Brendon's health became a serious concern. After being arrested in Indiana, he was hospitalized for a heart problem and partial paralysis in his legs and genitals. His manager explained that sleeping on a hard jail floor had worsened spinal issues he already had. This incident showed how much his lifestyle and legal troubles had hurt his physical health. Recently, Brendon has been trying to rebuild his life. On June 1, 2021, he entered rehab in California to address his struggles with depression, addiction, and health issues. This was his third known attempt at treatment, after earlier efforts in 2004 and 2015. As part of his recovery, he began creating art and sharing it on Instagram. Making art has helped him express his emotions, stay connected with fans, and even earn money to cover legal expenses. In October 2024, a surprising and kind gesture from Sarah Michelle Gellar, his former Buffy co-star, came to light. She offered to pay for his rehab, showing the strong bond they still share. David Boreanaz. David Boreanaz started his career playing Angel, a brooding vampire with a soul, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off, Angel. After these shows ended, he surprised everyone by taking on a completely new kind of role. In 2005, he became FBI agent Celie Booth in Bones. It was a crime show, and it became a big hit, running for 12 seasons and 246 episodes. Boreanaz wasn't just an actor on the show. He directed some episodes too. Fans loved him as Booth, and during its 5th season, the show had 10 million viewers per episode. Playing Booth made him more than just a supernatural star. It showed he could lead a major drama series. When Bones ended in 2017, Boreanaz didn't waste any time. Just 6 months later, he started playing Jason Hayes, a Navy SEAL leader in SEAL Team. This role was totally different and showed another side of him as an actor. Jason Hayes was tough, but he also dealt with emotional struggles from combat. Boreanaz worked hard to make the character feel real. He even trained with real Navy SEALs to prepare for the role. The show has been praised for how it shows military life, and Boreanaz proved again he could carry a show as its star. Boreanaz has been a leading man on TV for over 25 years now. His shows, like Bones and SEAL Team, have stayed popular with audiences. Bones was seen in over 100 countries, and SEAL Team kept steady viewers, even when it moved from CBS to Paramount+. His acting has earned him praise, and in 2019, he was nominated for a People's Choice Award. Fans love how he brings his characters to life, making them feel real and relatable. His personal life has had ups and downs. He married Jaime Bergman in 2001, and they have 2 children, Jaden and Bella. Their marriage faced challenges in 2010 when Boreanaz admitted to an affair while Bergman was pregnant. This caused a lot of public attention, but the couple worked through it. Boreanaz said it even brought them closer in the long run. He's open about how hard it is to balance work and family. While filming SEAL Team, he worked long days, but he made sure to spend quality time with his family. He even set a no-phone rule at the dinner table. In 2019, the family started horseback riding together to stay connected. Boreanaz has also talked about his time playing Angel. He admitted that when he started the role, he didn't fully understand the character and felt lost. He credited Sarah Michelle Gellar for helping him figure it out. Fans have asked if he'd ever return as Angel, and in 2021, he said he'd be open to it, though he joked about no longer looking like his younger self. Still, he appreciates how much the character has meant to fans and how Angel opened doors for other complex characters in TV shows today. Charisma Carpenter. Charisma Carpenter started as Cordelia Chase on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was a shallow, self-centered high schooler at first, but her character grew a lot when she joined the spin-off show Angel. The show began on October 5, 1999, with Cordelia moving to Los Angeles, chasing dreams of becoming a star. Instead, she joined Angel Investigations, a team that helped people in danger. This was the start of her big transformation. In one episode, Parting Gifts, which aired on December 14, 1999, Cordelia got the power to see visions of people who needed help. At first, these visions were painful and scary, but they pushed her to grow stronger. By the season finale, To Shanshu in LA, on May 23, 2000, Cordelia saw the suffering of people all over the world. It was overwhelming, but it inspired her to dedicate her life to helping others. Over time, she became a key member of the team, risking her life again and again. In her final episode, You're Welcome, on February 4, 2004, Cordelia revealed that she had already died. She returned as a spirit, just to guide Angel one last time. It was a beautiful way to end her story, showing how far she had come, from a selfish teenager to a true hero. In 2021, Charisma Carpenter shocked fans when she revealed she had been mistreated by Joss Whedon, the creator of Buffy and Angel. She shared her story on social media, saying Whedon had been abusive, especially when she was pregnant during Angel's 4th season in 2002. She said he called her fat when she was just 4 months pregnant and questioned if she was keeping the baby. After she gave birth, she was fired. She also shared how he used passive-aggressive comments and made her feel powerless. When she confronted him, he reportedly said, "You're not going to let this destroy our show, are you?" Her story got support from co-stars like Sarah Michelle Gellar and Michelle Trachtenberg, who also spoke about their negative experiences with Whedon. This led to a bigger discussion about harassment in Hollywood. Around the same time, Warner Media was investigating Whedon for similar accusations on the Justice League set. In November 2020, they announced remedial action had been taken, though they didn't share details. Whedon later left his HBO show The Nevers and has stayed out of the spotlight. Charisma Carpenter didn't let these experiences hold her back. She became a strong advocate for mental health and trauma survivors. In 1991, when she was 21, she went through a terrifying attack. She and 2 friends were assaulted at gunpoint by a former police officer while swimming at a beach. This left her with PTSD, but for years, she stayed quiet about it. In 2016, she began working with RAIN, a group that helps survivors of sexual violence, and she shared her story publicly for the first time. In 2018, she started the hashtag #WhyIDidn'tReport campaign, encouraging people to share why they didn't report assaults right away. Thousands joined the movement, making it go viral. On World Mental Health Day in 2020, she hosted a panel about mental health in Hollywood, encouraging others to speak out and get help. Her openness has inspired many fans and survivors to break their silence and seek support. Even with everything she's been through, Carpenter has stayed busy in her career. In 2023, she returned to the Buffy universe in an audio drama called Slayers, a Buffyverse story, which was released on October 12th. She played Cordelia Chase again, bringing the character back 20 years after the original show. Fans loved seeing her in the Buffy world again. In 2019, she starred in an indie film called Mail Order Monster, showing her emotional acting skills. She also appeared in the sci-fi series Pandora in 2020 as a bounty hunter. Surprisingly, she even joined a reality TV diving competition in Germany the same year. Emma Caulfield. After Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Emma Caulfield's life and career took some interesting turns. She played the blind witch in Once Upon a Time, starting on March 15, 2012. This was the creepy witch from Hansel and Gretel, living in a candy house. Fans loved her mix of dark humor and scariness. Because of that, she came back for more episodes, with her last one airing on April 10, 2016. Then, she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which made her even more popular. On January 15, 2021, she appeared in WandaVision as Sarah Proctor, also called Dottie Jones. She was in 4 episodes out of the 9. Her role became a big hit with fans, who loved guessing who her character really was. In one scene from a 1960s-style episode, she said the famous line, "The devil's in the details," which fans still remember. The show was a huge success, getting 23 Emmy nominations and proving how good Emma is at playing different styles and eras. Her role didn't end there. On November 7, 2023, it was announced she would play Sarah Proctor again in Agatha Darkhold Diaries, a spin-off of WandaVision. The show is planned to air in late 2024. This shows how much fans and the creators liked her work and her character. In her personal life, Emma shared something very brave on October 4, 2022. She revealed she had been living with multiple sclerosis, MS, since 2010. For over 10 years, she kept it a secret. She said her first symptom came one morning in August 2010, when she felt like a million ants were crawling on her face. At the time, she thought it was just stress because she was working on the show Gigantic. But when doctors told her it was MS, she was shocked. It was especially hard because her father also had MS. She kept her diagnosis private for a long time, worrying it might hurt her career. She worked through her symptoms, taking medicine and managing the discomfort in silence. Filming WandaVision was one of the hardest times for her. It was summer 2020, and the heat made her symptoms worse. She had to film outside in high temperatures, which left her feeling weak and miserable. But she didn't tell anyone on set about her condition and pushed through to finish her work. Emma said she decided to go public about her MS because of her daughter. She wanted to raise awareness since her daughter has a higher chance of developing MS too. Since then, she has used her platform to help others, working with organizations like the MS Foundation to spread awareness and support research. Emma's family life has brought her a lot of joy. She married Mark Leslie Ford on June 13, 2015. Then, on July 10, 2016, they had a daughter, Knightley Lake Ford. Becoming a mom changed her life in big ways. She often shared funny and real moments about being a parent on social media. Just 6 weeks after Knightley was born, Emma posted a picture of herself looking exhausted, with messy hair, joking about how hard and unglamorous motherhood can be. People loved how honest she was. Anthony Stewart Head. After Buffy the Vampire Slayer ended in 2003, Anthony Stewart Head kept acting and became a big name in British TV. One of his most famous roles was playing Uther Pendragon in Merlin from 2008 to 2012. He acted as the strict father of Prince Arthur, bringing a strong and serious vibe to the show. Fans loved seeing him in this magical world. He also showed his fun side in the comedy show Little Britain, 2003 to 2006, where he played the Prime Minister. People loved how funny he was. Then, in a drama called The Split, 2018, he played Oscar, a dad who comes back to his family but brings a lot of emotional chaos with him. Later, he took on roles in The Stranger on Netflix and the hit show Ted Lasso. In Ted Lasso, he played a sneaky and controlling football club owner, which made people love to hate him. No matter what kind of role he plays, serious, funny, or villainous, he always leaves an impression. But acting isn't all he does. Music is also a big part of his life. Before he was famous on Buffy, he acted in the Rocky Horror Show in the 1990s, playing Dr. Frank N. Furter. He was amazing on stage, and his song Sweet Transvestite even got released as a single. In 2002, he made an album called Music for Elevators with composer George Serra. It had songs that mixed electronic and acoustic sounds, and one track, Babies, the In-Between, was really emotional. In 2014, he released another album, Staring at the Sun. It had soft acoustic songs, including a cover of The Way You Look Tonight, which he dedicated to his partner, Sarah Fisher. Besides making albums, he's performed live at events like the Rocky Horror Tribute Show and has worked on music projects with others. Music has always been something he loves as much as acting. In his personal life, he's been with Sarah Fisher since 1982. She works with animals, and though they've been together for over 40 years, they never got married. She jokes that she doesn't care about making it official. They live near Bath, England, surrounded by animals like horses, donkeys, dogs, and cats. It's a peaceful and happy life. Anthony also has two daughters, Emily and Daisy, who are both actors too. Emily played Rebecca White in Emmerdale, and Daisy has acted in shows like Guilt. Anthony is really proud of them and has even acted with Daisy in Guilt. They played father and daughter, and it felt real because of their connection in real life. Amber Benson. Amber Benson, who played Tara McClay in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, went on to do many amazing things after the show. Even while she was still acting on Buffy, she started working behind the scenes. In 2002, she wrote, directed, produced, edited, and acted in an independent movie called Chance. This movie also starred her Buffy co-star, James Marsters. It was her first time making a film, but it wouldn't be her last. In 2006, she made another movie called Lovers, Liars, and Lunatics. She used her own production company, Benson Entertainment, to make it. To help pay for the film, she sold special Tara action figures, which was a creative way to get funding. Amber didn't just stick to acting and directing, she also became a successful writer. She worked with Christopher Golden on the Ghosts of Albion series, which started as a web series for the BBC in 2003 and later turned into novels. In 2007, she signed a deal to write 3 books on her own. Her first book, Death's Daughter, came out in 2009 and became part of a series with 3 more books, Cat's Claw, Serpent's Storm, and How to Be Death. In 2014, she wrote another book called The Witches of Echo Park. Amber didn't stop there. She even wrote comics, including Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Willow and Tara comics for Dark Horse in 2001 and 2002. She also teamed up with artists like Jamie McKelvey and Ben Templesmith for short stories and graphic novels. Amber always loved fantasy stories, so she kept working on projects in that genre. She created and produced animated fantasy films for the BBC, starting with Ghosts of Albion, Legacy. These were very successful and inspired her to write more about the Ghosts of Albion world in novels. Amber also did voice acting. In 2012, she voiced a character in the audio drama Dark Shadows, Dress Me in Dark Dreams. Later, she narrated the audiobook for Lock In by John Scalzi in 2014. In 2023, she returned to the world of Buffy with an audio drama called Slayers, a Buffyverse story. Amber wrote, directed, and voiced a role in this project, which brought back many of her Buffy co-stars and introduced new characters. Amber's role as Tara on Buffy was a big deal for LGBTQ+ representation on TV. Tara and Willow's relationship was one of the first lesbian couples on primetime television. This meant a lot to LGBTQ+ viewers, especially those living in places where it was hard to find a community. Amber has talked about how important this role was and how it made her feel like she was part of something that really mattered. She also shared how hard it was back then because networks were uncomfortable with showing two women in love. Despite this, the cast and crew pushed forward because they knew it was important. Amber later said she didn't return to the show after Tara's death because she felt it would hurt the legacy of Willow and Tara's relationship.